Cindy, and today I'm going to do two things. First, talk about what I read in the second half of February, and second, I am going to talk about one of those books because, in fact, I only read two books in the second half of February, but they were both excellent books, so I am not displeased with that. And February is a shorter month anyway, so first book is The Library of Legends by Jeannie Ching, and I've done a full review of that. But let's just say 1937, Nanjing, Japan is beginning its invasion of China. University students saving books, and a bit of Chinese mythology added on the side. Yes, please. I quite enjoyed this. And second book, which I have finally finished, yay, is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. So, this book starts with Count Alexander Rostov, 1922 Moscow. So, our friend the Count, he was out of Russia during World War I, and he was not there when the Russian Revolution started, but he returned to get his grandmother out. And I'm not quite sure why he stayed, unless there was only one ticket to get someone out. In that case, that would make sense. But in any case, here he is, an aristocrat in the USSR during its early days. Obviously, that is not a very happy mix. However, he happens to have written some of what they call pre-revolutionary poems in his college days and published them. Poems of which the current administration does approve of. So they decide, instead of just killing him, they will basically put him under house arrest at his residence at the Metropole Hotel. And so this is what happens over the next decades, 1922 to the 1950s, I believe. Let's see, 1954, yep. All this time, the Count stays in the Metropole Hotel as instructed, and one of the first people who he connects with is a 10-year-old girl named Nina, which could not be better because she helps the Count to see the hotel in an entirely new light. And over the years, the Count encounters new visitors, some frequent to the hotel. He makes friends with the florist, with the maitre d' and the head cook, and he makes a life for himself there. But one day everything changes again when another little girl enters his life. This is very much a character-driven book, and I have heard criticisms that something like this never would have happened. Can't deny, probably true. Do we care? No, because the Count is so adorable. Let's see. This is an example because the Count reflects on a lot of things. "'Tis a funny thing," reflected the Count as he stood ready to abandon his suite. "In the earliest age we must learn to say goodbye to friends and family. We see our parents and siblings off at the station, we visit cousins, attend schools, join regiments. We marry or travel abroad. It is part of the human experience that we are constantly gripping a good fellow by the shoulder and wishing him well, taking comfort in the notion that we will hear a word of him soon enough. But experience is less likely to teach us how to bid our dearest possessions adieu, and if it were to, we wouldn't welcome the education, for eventually we come to hold our dearest possessions more closely than we hold our friends. We carry them from place to place, often at considerable expense and inconvenience. We dust and polish their surfaces and reprimand children for playing too roughly in their vicinity, all the while allowing memories to invest them with greater and greater importance, until we imagine that these carefully preserved possessions might give us genuine solace in the face of a lost companion. But of course, a thing is just a thing. This on his reflections of having to abandon many of his possessions in his original suite. At the very beginning, when he is exiled up into the attics. So that is the style of the account. He is so adorable. Lovely story. Took me a while to get through it, and part of that is because I was underlining it, but about halfway through I gave up on that and just decided to push through. Next time I read it, and there probably will be a next time, I will consider underlining the second half. Anyway, those are the two books, and that is my review of A Gentleman in Moscow by Immortals, I should say. So, glad I tried him out. Glad I read this book. Glad I read Library of Legends too. I hope your February reading has been as fun as mine has been. And I guess that will be it for this time. Let me know if you read either of those books. If you did, what you thought of them, I'd love to hear. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions. And until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading.